The first thing I'm going to do is draw a source 4 at the top of my paper in the center. What that represents is where the light hits the lens and creates different beam spreads. The next thing I'm going to do is draw a line straight from the center of the light down the page. I'm going to use my triangle to do this, so I know that it's really straight. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the light with the smallest beam first. For the purposes of this class, we're only going to be using 4 beam spreads: 26 degree, 36 degree, 50, and 70 degree. The next thing I'm going to do is draw a beam of light that is 26 degrees wide. So I'm going to take my protractor, line up the cross at the center with the dot that you made, follow your line and line it up with 0. And we're not actually going to measure 26 degrees at first. We're going to measure half of 26, which is 13. So I'm going to measure this way: 10 degrees, 11, 12, 13. And then I'm going to make a little dot. On the other side, I'm going to do the same thing. Center cross on the dot, line hitting 0. 10, 11, 12, 13, and make another little mark. Then I'm going to take my straight edge and connect the dot in the center of the light to the dot I made from the protractor. And I'm going to follow that all the way down. Now, you'll notice when you take your protractor and line up the cross with your dot, but line the 0 up with the outside of the beam and measure what you've made, you've actually made a 26 degree angle. What's going to make this easier to use is if you color code it. So I'm going to take my straight edge again, and I'm going to color code my 26 degree blue. I want to remember what type of light this is, so I'm going to go ahead and also give myself a little key. I'm going to take my template and draw over here another little source 4. And each source 4 has a different barrel symbol to show what the beam spread is. So for this, it's a 26. So I'm going to come in and draw the correct symbol for a 26 degree. Next, I'm going to remember that it's blue, so I'm going to label this 26 degrees. Now you'll have this all semester to try out different beam spreads of light before you draft.